so scared right now. I do not want this to explode. Hello guys, so welcome to my channel if you are new here, and welcome back if you are not. As you can see, I have a lot of produce in front of me. Now, all of this I actually grew from my very own garden, which is very exciting. This is only my second year gardening, and honestly, we've gotten a lot of different things, and I've planted a lot of things this year that I didn't plant last year. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how I am using all of this produce and what I'm going to cook with it. So basically this afternoon, I'm just gonna have like a big cooking / baking day, and I'm gonna make a bunch of recipes that I found on mainly TikTok that I want to make. This actually isn't everything though. There are still some things in the garden that I need to pick today. So let's go outside and do that. Starting off with cucumbers. I know that squirrel's going crazy. I know that there are a few cucumbers that I need to get today. Okay, I thought that there were only 3 cucumbers that were ready. Turns out there were 6. Why are these things so good at hiding? This isn't the best angle, but let's move on to tomatoes. Now I have some really big ones right here. They're German Johnson, but none of them have started blushing yet. But I'm very excited for them too. I have quite a few of these green zebra tomatoes. They're not very big, but from what I can tell, they're not supposed to get very big. So I'm just gonna pick what I think is done. I got 6 of those. Green beans. I got 4 jalapenos and a few cherry tomatoes. All right guys, so sorry, but we are ditching the mic. Something weird's happening with it and I don't know how to fix it. Anywho, you guys probably clicked on this video thinking you were about to get like an aesthetic gardening, baking kind of video. You're not. I'm so sorry. I will tell you right now, that is not what you're getting. I just am not aesthetic. I try to be and I'm not. So this is a very realistic vlog. I got, as you can see, a lot from my garden. I really was not expecting to get this much, especially cucumbers. Let me go over what I want to try to bake today. Now I'm hoping to get done before Oren gets home. He normally gets home around 4:30 and it's 1:30, so I have about 3 hours. First, we have jalapeno cheddar biscuits, tomato sauce, pickles, like regular pickles with cucumbers, jalapeno hot sauce, salsa verde with my green tomatoes, pesto, and pickled green beans. I will pick the basil right when I'm about to make that because I just feel like it wilts very quickly. Guys, I am so excited. The first recipe that I want to make is the jalapeno cheddar biscuits. I found, again, a recipe on TikTok. I will make sure to link all of them down below so that you guys can check it out if you want to. My bag of flour has a big rip in it. I think it's still okay to use. It should be fine. It'll be baked. It'll be fine. I think that I have all my ingredients out right now. I'm gonna start by shredding my cheese. Well, my butter isn't frozen, but I'm gonna add in a whole stick of unsalted butter. I'm gonna try to do this very quickly so that my butter stays somewhat cold. I almost just grated my thumb. I don't have a pastry cutter, so I'm using a fork, but I might end up using my hands. I need to chop my jalapenos now. Wish me luck. I think her recipe calls for 2 jalapenos, but mine are kind of small, so I'm gonna use like 4 or 5. Alright, I added my jalapenos. I'm adding my cheese now. I'm not really measuring. This is why I don't like baking, because I don't like to measure. And then I have to add I have to add my cup of cold milk. Again, I don't have buttermilk, I just have oat milk. So hopefully it works. This is not in the recipe, but I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of garlic powder as well. Now I'm gonna lightly flour my surface and form the dough. I'm making a mess as per usual. Normally biscuits are circular. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna go down the middle and we're gonna cut little biscuits like this. They're not gonna be perfect, but I think they're gonna be tasty. That's what matters. I'm gonna cook them in a cast iron skillet, and it says 450 for 18 to 20 minutes. And before I do that, I'm gonna put a little egg wash on them as well. This is what they look like going into the oven. We'll see what they look like when they come out.
A few moments later.
These are looking perfect. I'm gonna leave them in the pan to cool because they're still a little doughy, but I don't want them to overbake in the oven. I have to try a bite of one of these biscuits when they're still warm. Hopefully the oat milk didn't like make it weird or anything. Cheers. With some butter and an egg and cheese and bacon, like a breakfast sandwich, or even some like cream cheese. This would be so good. They're the perfect texture too. Wow. I definitely recommend this recipe. Now the next thing that I want to make are some pickles. I'm actually going to try and pickle 3 different things. I might switch one of the brines up a little bit, but it's still going to be kind of the same base. I think that I have enough cucumbers that I want to make a big jar of pickles. I'm just going to cut these into spears, and I'm actually going to like have the longer ones. So these are quick pickles, which some people call quickles, and I think that's a funny word. I'm going to make cucumbers, shishito peppers, and green beans. I think we're gonna start there on the shishito, but those are gonna be a little different. These jars aren't gonna be like super full just because I don't wanna waste, I love green beans, so I don't wanna waste like a ton if I don't like this, but there's how many green beans I'm doing. Do you like pickle spears or pickle circles better? Here are the 3 vegetables. Let me show you what I'm gonna add. I'm going to add 1 garlic clove to each of those and 2 to this one. 1 teaspoon of salt to the small ones and 2 to this one. Now for sugar, I'm gonna do a teaspoon, a half teaspoon, and a full teaspoon. A teaspoon of black peppercorns. I'm actually gonna add a little bit less to that one. And I'm gonna add 2 to this one. I'm also gonna add some fresh dill to the cucumbers and maybe just a little to the green beans. Now I'm gonna fill each of these halfway with vinegar, just regular white vinegar. Except on the shishitos, I'm gonna leave a little bit less than halfway because I'm gonna try to add some ponzu and lemon juice because I want them to be a little bit citrusy. And then the final step of these is just filling them up with some boiling water and trying not to burn yourself. And now we put all the lids on and we shake. And then we just leave them in the fridge for a couple of days. Here is our finished pickles. They look so cute. I'm gonna stick them in the fridge now and we'll move on to our next recipe. The next recipe that I want to make is jalapeno hot sauce. This really doesn't have that many ingredients. It's mainly oil, vinegar, garlic, and jalapenos. So the first thing that I need to do is chop up 8 ounces of jalapenos. So let's start that. recipe calls for 8 ounces, so I have my food scale. This recipe is mainly on the stove top, so to this pan, I need to add about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Then you just turn your heat on low. Now I will say, my burner's not great and it doesn't really do low. So they're supposed to cook covered on low for about 8 minutes, but I'm just gonna kind of have to check them. I'm gonna make sure they all get coated. I'm really excited about this recipe, guys. I think it's gonna be really good. It's been almost 8 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and roughly chop about 6 cloves of garlic. After this cooks for a few minutes, I'm gonna add 1 cup of vinegar and about 3 tablespoons of sugar and a little bit of salt. Now that I have let this cool, it's actually not completely cool. I hope that it's cool enough. I'm going to blend it up in my Ninja bullet blender. I unfortunately don't have a big blender. I'm actually kind of scared to do this because one time I did not let what I was cooking cool enough and it literally exploded all over me.
I don't know why I'm crying.
So I'm very worried that that's gonna happen to this. We're going a little bit at a time here. Wow, it already looks good though. All right, we're getting somewhere. I'm so scared right now. I do not want this to explode. I'm gonna store it in this mason jar. There might be extra though, but I really wanna try it first. I have these little tortilla strips and I'm just gonna like dip it in here and try it. Ooh, that is good. It's obviously like super vinegary. It's not even that hot. I love this. She said it can store in the fridge for like 6 months too. 10 out of 10 recipe. I'm gonna try dipping the biscuit in here. I am done cooking for the day. Oren's gonna be home probably within the next 20 minutes. I do still have more recipes that I wanna make though. So I think tomorrow, I kind of have a free day again. So I think that I'm gonna come back tomorrow morning or afternoon and make the rest of them. So I'll see you then. It is the next day. If my eyes look crazy, it's because I was just cutting onions. I'm making 3 recipes today that I want to go ahead and get done. One is tomato sauce, like a creamy tomato sauce. One is like a salsa verde-ish kind of thing. I'm making it with green tomatoes instead of like tomatillos, and hopefully it works. I don't know. I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff together, quite honestly. And then I'm also going to make some pesto. So I have both trays of tomatoes cut. To this one, I added it's kind of like a bell pepper. It's called a Big Bertha, and then 2 jalapenos. This one is just my San Marzano tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. It's looking beautiful, I might say. But I am going to add a whole onion to both of them, and then also a few cloves of garlic to each of them. And I think a little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper as well. I think I'm gonna just like cook these at 400 until everything is nice and like charred. I'm assuming these will take around like 45 minutes to cook. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start making my pesto though. We are back out in the garden now, and I'm going to pick some basil and cilantro for the 2 recipes that I'm working on now. I have 3 different kinds of basil that I'm gonna get. I like to put them all in my pesto and the cilantro is for the tomato sauces. This should be plenty. My pesto is all done. It looks beautiful. However, I just realized I forgot to put the lemon juice in it, so hopefully that doesn't affect the taste too much. Let's try just a little bite of it. It's good. It's really good. I do think obviously lemon juice would make it a little bit brighter, a little bit fresher. This is a recipe that I have used multiple times, honestly, and this time I accidentally used Asiago cheese instead of Parmesan, and I forgot to put the lemon juice, and it was still really good. This is one of my favorite recipes now. These have definitely cooled down enough, so I'm gonna get started on actually making the sauce. It's very similar to what I did yesterday for the hot sauce. I'm just gonna put everything in my Ninja Bullet blender. Now the only thing that I'm going to add to the salsa verde is cilantro. I know red onion would be good in it too, or avocado, but I don't have that. And then to the red tomato one, the only thing I'm gonna add is cream. I'm gonna add just a little bit of water so that this blends well.
Comment down below if you guys think cilantro tastes like soap or not.
Nice. I think I want it to still be like a little bit chunky, so I think that's good. These recipes have all been like so simple, guys. The hardest part is actually getting myself to make them. And just like that, we're done. And there's my salsa verde. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more pepper to this one, some Italian seasoning, and heavy cream, I hope. I actually don't have any heavy cream, so that will just be added whenever I want to use this. All right, and we're done. So easy. I'm gonna freeze this and go ahead and put it in the freezer. And that is all that I have for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like it and comment down below some of your favorite recipes for produce from your garden, or comment down below what you want to grow in a garden if you had one. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.